There's a YouTube creator that I saw. He went to YouTube. It's a creator store where they sell all this stuff. They don't have that here or any of that. So I've really wanted. I've been thinking about doing stuff. You guys saw my Watch Me on YouTube hat that I got, but I always wear sunglasses. I was thinking, you know, my sunglasses are my life. I go everywhere with them. And if I go anywhere without them, I feel naked. Vlogging's my life, videos and YouTube. So why not throw my sunglasses and my YouTube together and make a video? Watch me make my own YouTube glasses right after this. You know, Casey Neistat does his own custom glasses. I've kind of done my own with these. You can see the red Oakley. They're like the Ducati style, but Oakley doesn't sell this bright red for Batwolfs. That's what I wear. I wear Batwolfs because I got a big fat head and Batwolfs are wide and they fit me perfectly. I'm always looking at YouTube and I'm always looking at their logo. I'm looking at everything. What does that O look like? It almost looks like the YouTube play button. So all I'm gonna do is I'm gonna turn these Oakleys into my YouTube play button Oakleys, DIY style. Now the greatest thing about Oakley Batwolfs is that the O's actually pop out. These blue ones and the red ones, I've painted both of those. I bought those a different color, sanded them down, and then spray painted them to the colors I liked. So you can see that there's just an open spot where the O actually fits in. So all I really need to do is paint this center portion like a white triangle with the red background, and you have your YouTube play button. I got to paint a little bit of the inside to make it look right. Alright, step one is done. I completely wrapped these. Yeah, I used a lot of tape because I'm not the best spray painter, so I didn't want to get too much all over the place. So we're going to start off by cutting out the middle of the O. Make sure that's pressed down. Now the other side. Now they sell YouTube glasses. Like I said, there's a creator named Gary. He had bought some. He made a video about his, but they don't make them for my fat head like Oakley does. So I'm making my own. I have some 400 grit sandpaper, and I'm just gonna scrape some of the finish off of this so the paint does stick a little better to it. Now the other side. I use a 400 so it's still very smooth, very fine. So it's very fine, and you don't see any of the sandpaper scratches. That's the same thing that I did with these O's, as I just completely sanded them down, and then I painted them this bright red. Same thing with the blues. I picked that blue out, I scratched all that off, and then I painted it. I put about 5 or 6 coats on these probably, so they made them real smooth and nice so they wouldn't flake off. So I'm using just some Rust-Oleum gloss white. I'm going to paint the white first, and then I'll go back over and then I'll paint the red. So you just want to use the paint, and you want to do several coats of this. So just lightly touch, 1 or 2, make sure it's completely covered. Same for the other side. And then we're going to let that set. We're going to let that dry for about 30 minutes. Alright, you can see it's coming along pretty good. Both sides. This will be the third coat. We'll let this one dry because I'm only going to do 3 coats of the white. So I'm going to leave this one for maybe about an hour or so longer so that this one dries. The good thing is it's like 108 degrees today, so it's drying pretty fast outside here. But I'm going to leave this one a little longer. This one's probably going to go about an hour, maybe an hour and a half. I want to make sure that the white is completely dry before I put my little triangles on the top, tape it off, and then paint the outer rim of it so it does look like a triangle instead of just a circle. Alright, I had to do an extra coat on this one side because it was kind of bumpy, so I sanded it back down and then did one extra coat on one side. And now the sun has gone down, so I had to bring out my spotlight. What I did after that was I made this kind of stencil on this little plastic thing. I silhouetted where the O would be, and then I cut out what would be the actual play button. Cut them out and put them on the back side. Now you could use the 2 little circles that I had here before, but they were kind of misshapen, so I didn't quite use those. Now I didn't use those ones just because they weren't cut very straight. So I've cut it out just out of blue masking tape or blue painter's tape. Probably easier to use it on the X-Acto knife, and then just try to put it right in the middle. Give it a good press because you don't want any paint getting underneath that. That's going to stay on the whole time. Then we're going to do the other side. Play button is always going to play to the right. So no matter what side it's on, it's going to face to the right. Same thing on this side. They're not exactly perfect, but you get the idea what it is. And they're my own DIY, so I mean you could definitely get something a lot better than that. I'm using the same Rust-Oleum. This one's just apple red. Same thing with this, you just want to lightly coat a couple of times. There we go. We're going to leave that and let that dry pretty much overnight, and then I'll put the second coat on in the morning and we'll see how it looks. Alright, so it's already the next day. The reason is because I put another couple coats on this and I wanted it to completely dry. And put it on this side. I cut a couple slots and then I just repainted my O's just so they have a new fresh coat. So now what I did was I just lightly cut around the tape so it doesn't pull the paint up. Hopefully, fingers crossed. Number 1. Number 2. I'll go ahead and unwrap this and see how well it turned out. Now you can see there's a little bit of overspray inside of there, but it makes a nice little play button. Or not actually perfect on either side, but I mean, if somebody's standing that close to me, they better be making out with me, or they better back up, I guess. I don't think anyone's going to be standing that close enough to actually see that they're not perfect. Now if I could just get these out without incident. I don't want to break them because they're just plastic underneath. So you just pop them out. There we go. And then these just pop in. And there you go. Now, as you can see, hopefully it's not too dark over here, but I have, now I have YouTube style sunglasses. And they're Oakley, they fit me perfect. DIY, didn't cost me anything other than the paint, but I already had that. 10 feet of tape, but I wanted to protect the rest of this. So there we go. Not perfect, but YouTube play button Oakleys. Hope you guys liked it. Leave a comment below of what you guys actually thought about these. Do they look cool? Did I just mess up a pair of Oakley sunglasses? Let me know. Let me know what you think. Thanks, guys. See you tomorrow.